Eddie Haynell, the number 3. Out of Bloomingburg, New York, starts up on the pole. Alongside goes the 1X machine of Kayla Valentino from right here in Middletown, New York. Third goes to the 7 machine of Jack Esso, followed by the 14 of Ashley Knoble and the 46 of Scott Baird. 5 youngsters set to go in the Junior 1 Sportsman B main. Green light comes on and Eddie Haynell fires away to the number 1 spot. As Kayla doing some counter steering into that number 1 corner, figures it all out. Jack Esso, the number 7, up there in the number 3 spot. Ashley Knoble 4th, then Baird back in spot 5. Look at little Eddie go. Haynell way out front right now. Nice and smooth as Esso down into the tires. Caution gonna come out around the speedway. Comes back out around the speedway, and little Eddie picks right up where he left off. Look out over in corner number 2. Caution comes out. Where's he get that from, Mom? Yep, the 46 got back in. Says, thanks, Dad. Green flag comes out once again. Eddie Haynell up to the number 1 spot. Ashley Knoble sits back in spot number 2. Closing that gap in. Third would then be Kayla Valentino in the 1X machine. As Knoble closing in on Haynell, 1 and 2. They stay right together. Haynell hanging on to the number 1 spot. Ashley back there in spot number 2. Kayla in third, and Scott Baird running back in the number 4 spot. Whoa, Ashley almost lost it, got it all back together. As little Eddie hanging on to it by a long shot right now. Coming up on just 2 laps to go for race leader Eddie Haynell Jr. Down through corners 3 and 4. White flag flies one more time around. Sets himself up. Nice and smooth through the corner. Checkered flag flies. Eddie Haynell Jr. victorious. Ashley Knoble spot number 2. Kayla Valentino will finish in spot number 3. And Scott Baird spot 4.
Yeah.
Now that I know that, I won't mess it up.
Well, no, we won't laugh. We go, Ashley Knoble.
So Eddie Haynell picks up his first checkered flag here in the 98 season. He's got half a Dad's total now. Leonard up on the number 1 spot with the T&M chassis number 8. Bob Krummel out of Bloomingburg, New York, the X machine. Jamie Yannone goes back in spot number 3 with the 17. Gary Tomlinson in spot number 4. number 45 sits back in spot number 5. That's Anthony Colandro, last week's feature winner. Alongside of him goes the number 3 of Rich Costa. Row 4 then goes to Paul McCollum and Carmine Rotundo. No go that time, no start. Yellow comes back out around the speedway. Green flag comes out. Leonard fires away to the number 1 spot. Look out as Krummel and Yannone battle for the number 2 spot. Yannone almost got a look out. We've got him up on the head over in corner 4. Red flag out on the speedway. Once again, green flag comes out. Leonard shows the way. There he goes again. 3 wide down the backstretch into corner number 3. As Colandro backed out of it in the middle. Smart move on his part. Lost a couple of spots, but kept everybody moving. Keith Leonard, very strong here this afternoon. Came down Friday night during our practice session and really got that T&M chassis number 8 dialed in, and it's paying off here today as he is just completely dominating this light 4-cycle final event. Second spot is Tomlinson. Krummel back there in spot number 3. McCullum 4th, and Yannone holds on to spot number 5, followed by Colandro, Rotundo, and Costa. 2 laps to go this time by for Keith Leonard. Leonard easing through this time. Gets the 2-lap sign that time. As Leonard completely destroying his field, hangs on to it. Problems over in corner number 4. Checkered flag comes out. That brings an end to this one. As Keith Leonard sits down in victory lane. Will bring out the light 2-cycle for their final event. Evan Berardi alongside the 28 of Scott Thomas. Michael Talmadge goes away in spot number 3 with the 9. Alongside goes the 69X of Brian Eller. And the final row is the 15 of David Baldwin and the 11 of Sam Bocchino. Set to come out, and we go. Evan Berardi fires away to that number 1 spot as Scott Thomas tries to close the gap, sitting back in the number 2 go around. Michael Talmadge holds on to the number 3 position as Berardi checking out with the Bridgestone. Tires number 69 hanging on to the number 1 spot. Thomas chasing in vain right now, sits back to spot 2. Talmadge is 3rd, followed by the 69 of Allen, the 11 of Bocchino, and the 15 of Baldwin. And Berardi slings by Baldwin, puts a lap bottom already. Thomas tucks back to spot number 2, giving chase. Tucks it right down on the bottom. Now finally got the car tucked and tight to the bottom. Clipped the tire that time. Berardi gets caught up with Bocchino for a moment. They straighten it out. Now Berardi begins to pull away. Look out! Scotty Thomas in the backstretch wall. Caution comes out around the speedway. Now Berardi will be on the number 1 spot. Talmadge will be in spot number 2. 3rd would then be the 69X of Brian Eller. Then the 11 of Bocchino. As we get set to go once again. Creeden back out around the speedway. Yellow flag fly. Once again, Berardi back out to the number 1 spot. Brian Eller back there in spot number 2. Thomas now sneaks back down to the low side. Long way to go and a short time to get there as Evan Berardi continues to show the way. 2 lap sign up to the field. One more time around, and coming at us from Blauvelt, New York, winner of the 2-cycle light final event for 69, Evan Berardi. Second spot goes to Thomas. Third to the 69 of Eller, followed by Bocchino and Baldwin. So Evan Berardi comes home with a win. He'll take it back in behind pit wall as the Junior 2 restricted next to come out onto the speedway. The pole alongside of Josh goes to 45 of Brian Chin. Row 2 goes to the 1 of Todd McCullum and the 65 of Jimmy Wall. Row 3 goes to the 30 of Brian Moffitt and the 11 of Katie LeMay. Kenneth Blake eligible to start back at spot number 7. Wait to see if he'll be able to answer the call. As of now, 6 to go here in the Junior 2 restricted final event. Green flag comes out. Josh Baird files away to that number 1 spot. They'll battle for spot number 3 as Baird and Chin are 1 and 2. Wall grabs spot number 3. McCollum back to spot 4. Baird very smooth on the bottom. Chin now closing in quickly. Closes right up on the rear end as Josh Baird continues to show the way. Chin takes a peek up to the outside. Now he'll dive down low. Clips a tire. Loses about a half a cart length as Baird able to fend him off at the moment. Chin once again goes high. Tries to drop it down low. Not able to work there. Looks like he's going to have to go by him on the outside if he wants to do so. Chin works hard from high to low. Once again clips that tire. Baird now hanging on to the 1 spot. Chin closing in quickly. McCollum 3rd, Moffitt 4th. Whoa, as the 11 picks up spot number 5, Katie LeMay. White flag flies one more time around and Chin and Baird get together. Chin hangs on to it. Yellow comes out around the speedway. Next time around, we'll go back to Creeden as they're playing a little bumper tag down the front straightaway. 6 in a row, 1 to go. Baird on the bottom, Chin flips the visor down, goes high, comes low, tries to make the move. Once again, he'll try that move off of 4, comes down, but Josh Baird shows the way. Coming up on 2 laps to go, this time by Josh Baird, Brian Chin, 1 and 2. McCollum 3rd, Moffitt 4th, McCrae 5th, and Wall back in spot 6. White flag flies one more time around. Josh Baird on the inside. Wall goes up high, down low, can't make it. Josh Baird comes home with a victory. A very hard-fought second goes to Brian Chin. Heavy 4 cyclists next out as Josh Baird picks up the checkered flag here in this Junior 2 restricted final event. The 21 of Tomlinson comes out. James Tomlinson on the pole alongside of James will be the 26 of Joe White. Row number 2 goes to the 0 of Paul McCollum and the 77 of Scott Tamaro. Row 3 goes to the 3M of Michael Dutka and the 50 of Andy Linderman. Row 4 goes to the Consi qualifiers, the 61X of Amy Lynn Creeden and the 45 of Gabriel Mendez. 8 carts, 10 laps, heavy 4 cycle final event. No go. We got one in. Lindemann can't get back up to his proper starting spot. Try him once again. Green comes back out. Everybody sneaking through. Joey White from 2nd to 8th. A horrific start as James Tomlinson shows the way. Tomlinson hangs on to the number 1 spot. Paul McCollum back at 2nd. Gutka 3rd. Mendez 4th. And Creeden back in spot number 5. Camaro runs down, runs in, and takes over that number 5 spot. As James Tomlinson hangs on to the number 1 spot, but he has got Paul McCollum all over him back there for spot number 2. Gutka holds on to 3rd, Mendez back in spot number 4, and Tamaro spot 5. Top 2 go by the stripe. Tomlinson and McCollum 1 and 2, coming up on just 2 more times to go. James Tomlinson hangs on to the number 1 spot. McCollum all over as they come up on the back markers. Tomlinson takes a peek down to the bottom side into corner 1. Works by, no problem, holds on to a checker flag, set the fly. Winner the 21, James Tomlinson. Paul McCollum 2nd, Gutka 3rd, followed by Tamaro and White 4 and 5. So out of Far Hills, New York, James Tomlinson, victorious in the heavy 4-cycle. Vincent DeCicco out of Kingston, New York, the number 55 machine is 3rd. Followed by the 24th, Gary Palmer out of Pound Ridge, New York. Row 3 goes to the WLR Construction, number 265 of Paula Luff. The 115 out of West Sand Lake, New York, Kenny Tremont. And the Major Racing Tires, number 8 of David Milhoff, back there in spot number 7. Green flag comes out, and problems right off the get-go. They get it straightened out. Clinton Mills, Vinny DeCicco, and Derick Netzley. Look out, we got him crunching and bunching, hanging up, getting caught up. And the 55 of Vinny DeCicco. Comes out. Clinton Mills, Derick Netzley, and Netzley works by. Netzley strong off the number 4 corner as they battle for spot number 2. Palmer now swings by, grabs spot number 2 away. Mills back to 3rd. Luft in 4th. Tremont 5th, and Milholla back in spot number 6. It's all Derick Netzley showing the way as Palmer sits in 2nd, Mills 3rd. Paul Luff, Dave Milhoff, and Kenny Tremont. Spots 4, 5, and 6. They hopped up for a 2nd. Netzley, smart move, backed out of the throttle, now beginning to work his way through the lap traffic. And he has been unbeatable in the 98 season so far. But lap traffic has a way of doing that to you sometimes. Try him once again. Green flag comes back out around the speedway. And Gary Palmer now out on the front end. Hangs on to a Tremont, slips underneath Mill, takes away the number 2 spot. Here comes Derick Netzley. Netzley back to number 3. Tremont 2nd. Netzley coming at him hard and fast as he tries to work his way towards the front. But Gary Palmer way out front right now, cruising around. Netzley sneaks by, picks over spot number 2. But he's got a long way to go. Palmer gets the white flag one more time around down the back straightaway. Palmer takes it down to the bottom side. Checkered flag comes out, and Gary Palmer comes home with the victory. Only because the last score is 59. Well, we're going to walk out the 19 so far. Number 9. in the heavy twos. We've got two of them out there, Eric Lindahl and Anthony Garcia. Garcia, you remember, got upside down earlier. Lindahl with the 442 machine hangs on to the number one spot. Garcia gives chase. Garcia from New Fairfield, Connecticut. Lindahl from right here in Middletown, New York. Home track advantage as he hangs on to the number one spot. Nothing changed all the way around as Lindahl has a half a straightaway advantage over Garcia, who sits in second. White flag out one more time around. Heavy two cycles, never in doubt today. The winner of the 442, Eric Lindahl. Tony Garcia back in spot number 2. So Lindahl will take the 442 back in behind pit wall. Money for Jeremy Quick comes out. He will start on the pole here this afternoon. Keith Leonard alongside on the T&M chassis number 8. Evan Berardi goes back in spot number 3. James Tomlinson spot number 4. Michael Kolka would then be back in spot number 5 with Jesse Marks in the number 6 go round. The 5L of Stephen Longate spot number 7. And the number 5 of Tommy Wade back in spot number 8. 8 competitors, money for cycle division. Shows the way. Keith Leonard tucked in right behind. Those two will be glued to each other the entire time. Quick on the inside. Leonard down low. Longate gets out of it. As they come back around, top 2, nose to tail. They will remain inseparable. They've raced against each other many, many times as Quick and Leonard, 1-2. Berardi back in spot 3. Tomlinson 4. Kolka 5th. Mark 6th. 7th goes to Tommy Wade and Longate, spot number 8. Top 2, inseparable. Throw a blanket over him right now because Jeremy Quick, winner last week, now going to feel the heat from Leonard. Leonard drops down to the bottom side, and Keith Leonard makes the move on the low side. Leonard out of West Brookville, New York, looking for 2 in a row here today. Money, 4-cycle, tucks down to the low side. Jeremy Quick right behind. White flag flies one more time around. Out of West Brookville, New York, the T&M chassis money, 4-cycle winner, Keith Leonard. Second spot goes to Jeremy Quick. A good, hard, clean race between those two. As the beautiful T&M chassis number 8 of Keith Leonard sits himself in victory lane for the second time here today. Our final event here this afternoon, the money 2-cycle class. 3 carts to go at it. Here's your starting lineup. Out of the 69, and Sam Bocchino, spot number 3 with the number 11 out of Brick, New Jersey. That's your list of eligible starters for the money 2-cycle division here this afternoon. Hey, Dave. Hey, David. Here we go. This time off for corner 4. Scott Thomas and Chip Gross 1 and 2. Gross down to the bottom side. Picks up the number 1 spot. Thomas coming right back at him. They go nose to tail. Chip Gross shows the way. Scott Thomas back in second. Bocchino in third. Gross hangs on to the number 1 spot with the outlaw. Scott Thomas giving chase back in spot number 2. Loses a couple of cart lengths that time as Chip Gross got the number 69 hooked up here in this final event. That has already won here today, that cart with Evan Berardi driving. Now Chip Gross hangs on to the number 1 spot. Scott Thomas back in spot number 2 and Bocchino running in spot number 3 at the halfway point. 5 down, 5 to go for race leader Chip Gross. Gross out of Montgomery, New York. The number 1 man at the time, Scott Thomas back in spot number 2. Bocchino both go for corner number 2. He'll tuck it in behind pit wall as the number 69 sees the 2-lap signal to go. Chip Gross hanging on to that number 1 spot. Thomas trying to close the gap, but time running out. White flag one more time around out of Montgomery, New York. Winner of the Money 2-Cycle Division, the 69 Chip Gross. Second spot goes to Scott Thomas. So the feature nightcap here this afternoon, the Money 2-Cycle winner goes to Chip Gross in the number 69 machine. He'll take it back in behind pit wall. And that will conclude this afternoon's racing action here at the Orange County Fairgrounds Indoor Arena flat track go-kart racing for the second week in 1998. 2 down, 2 to go. Next Saturday night, we'll be back here with the motorcycles and quads, starting with practice at 5 o'clock. We're racing at 7. Sunday, we'll be back here for the go-karts once again with practice at noon, racing at 2. Once again, weekend number 2 of 4 now complete. We ask you